Ayo, what's good, everyone? Twisted here with Open Sorcery, and today I want to go ahead and share about 5 or so other YouTube channels that happen to pertain to spiritual and metaphysical subject matter in some way, shape, or form, and pretty much serve as a guidepost in helping anyone who happens to be listening go ahead and find different people who are sharing information that I myself have found helpful in some manner over the course of my own research and learning over time, and can feel that, it could possibly be a benefit to you or someone else that you may know as well. And just going ahead and passing the goodwill on and paying it forward, not only to them, but once again to anyone who happens to be listening. And this is the second time around that recommendations have been given about other YouTube channels and such. So the first time around in that collection of 5 or so, I'll go ahead and put a link in the YouTube posting of this in the description, so you can go back and listen to that, sharing of them and whichever channels I happen to share at that time. Plus, also I'll provide several links for subject matter that relates to the actual channels that I'm sharing today, which is, just a handful of subjects, because I kind of had a thread in between the channels that are being mentioned at this present moment. But nevertheless, let me actually go ahead and get into it. So the first one in this list is a channel called New Life Tools, who that is the moniker of it, but it is hosted by an individual named Brother Yosef. Now, he, generally speaking, is a magician who teaches and shares information about spiritual and metaphysical subjects in a variety of different ways, and just talking about different concepts, helping illuminate these sorts of things for people who don't necessarily get it, sharing his own personal anecdotes and experiences and all of that sort of thing. Now, that's one particular person who goes ahead and does that, and then here we go with the second person who goes ahead and does that, but a little bit more so specific in their approach. And this person happens to be a little more well known within the world of not only just spiritual topics, but also within the realm of conspiracy theories, or shall I say conspiracy fact as well. And they happen to be someone who passed away a couple years ago, and that being Jordan Maxwell, who is a knowledgeable individual on a variety of topics within the realms of the occult, astrotheology, etymology, conspiracies, and more. And honestly, Jordan Maxwell, if you're learning about things and opening your eyes up and perspectives into the world, Jordan Maxwell should be one of those pillars, one of those cornerstones to rely upon when getting more acclimated to just how things happen to work here in the West for those born in the United States, or happen to be taking interest to the ongoings of America and such. Now, after sharing Jordan Maxwell right here, the next one that I have for those listening is Number Games with Zachary K. Hubbard. And the channel and the brand used to be known as Gematria Effect. Now, as the name implies, Zachary K. Hubbard, my apologies for flubbing his name, but Zachary K. Hubbard is someone who's an expert for sharing information, teaching about the numerological science of gematria. And primarily, I would say, he often applies it towards sports betting, current events, and conspiracy-related topics and such. Whereas, gematria, it can be applied to a variety of things and all that, and is tied and related very closely with Jewish mysticism and the Kabbalah. However, he has a particular, small subset of things that he uses it for. And whether you go ahead and believe or happen to make these associations that he does, is up to you as someone who looks into the subject of gematria, if that is in fact something you choose to do and become educated on. I will say it is a rather dense subject, and the Number Games moniker for his channel happens to come from a book that he happened to write himself. One of two, at least as far as I'm aware, based on his output last time I checked. And those are very dense books that he's put out on the topic of gematria. So if you are not necessarily into the realm of conspiracy theories or conspiracy facts and all that sort of thing, or even sports betting, or just even the realm of sports, those are books that are very good in helping to illuminate and teach you about gematria itself. So, either if you are interested in those fields, it'll be right up your alley, or if not, go ahead and just give it that caveat that, it comes along with the package. But explaining gematria in a non-Kabbalistic manner, or you can say something that's, not completely divorced from the Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism, but not necessarily particularly looking at it through such a specific lens. That is a good resource for that. Both his books that I've been mentioning and his channel itself, by learning over time and viewing them. Now, the next channel I'm going to go ahead and share is particularly focused on another subject as well, and that being about human design, which previously has been covered on here at the Open Sorcery, and it's a astrologically based field in that it goes ahead and deals with astrology, the I Ching, the chakra network, and several other disciplines that are intermingled together. And the person who goes ahead and actually talks about the subject is named Crystal Alfarero. Now, when it comes to her actual name, that is what her channel used to be titled as, but currently it's known as Human Design Revolution. So, going ahead and looking it up under that title, and who knows, she may rebrand again over time, but right now it is known as Human Design Revolution at the time of this recording and posting. Now, the last individual and last channel that I'm going to be recommending, at least for the current moment, is a speaker whose channel contains many sermons that are given in his New Age style church about astrotheology, just like Jordan Maxwell, along with taking a rational and scientific approach to biblical stories to unlock awakening the Kundalini energy and better access the right hemisphere of the brain. And this person, I have mentioned before on a couple of different topics, is Bill Donahue, whose actual name of the channel has kind of changed a little bit here and there over the past several years, just because I guess toying around by him or his wife or whoever manages their channel, and that there hasn't been any new uploads really, but just more so of messing with that in the profile picture. But at present, the channel is under the name William Donahue, but the individual himself, and it'll pop up if you use the search bar, is Bill Donahue. So yes, there happens to be, quite a bit of topics that he discusses and such, and it's definitely worth going ahead and checking his channel out and all that. And in all honesty, I'll go ahead and share his website that happens to pretty much, if you're wanting spark notes on the variety of things he talks about amongst his large catalog of videos, you can go ahead and check that out as well. And it's called hiddenmeanings.net, I believe. Once again, I believe that is hiddenmeanings.net for Bill Donahue's website. So, with that having been stated for the 5 of those, This is the second set of YouTube recommendations that I have given out, through this medium of the open sorcery. Once again, serving as a individual, serving as a guidepost to other people who you could potentially learn from and get direction from and learn about different subjects in the various realms and aspects of spiritual subject matter and all of that. So, that having been said, this has been Twisted with Open Sorcery, and stay frosty, Neguses. Peace.